Hey guys, today this video is going to be a little personal. I'm pretty sure probably emotional, but I just wanted to get out my feelings because recently I just lost my cat, Lilo. I miss her so much. People don't tell you, like, when losing a pet, like, it's like losing a family member or a kid or like the closest thing to you. I had Lilo since I was 9 years old. And I'm 22, going on 23 next month. So it's kind of hard. She passed December 6th. Today is the 8th, I believe. My phone was on, yeah. Today's the 8th. Ever since she passed, I got her bag and stuff. I had to draw all her stuff away because every time I came in the living room, I would always cry every time I see it. And I got her this outfit that I brought her, and I got her collar. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it's right here. Her collar that I brought her. I put it on my stuffed animal that my fiance gave me. It kind of helps me get through. At first I was just sleeping with the bag, but I felt like having the stuffed animal out and it's a bit more soft as I sleep with the bag. But I didn't care. It's my Lilo. Man, I miss her so much. I had the best times with her, and I just wish things was a little different, and I was able to spend time with her. And I know she loved me, and I know she knew I loved her. But yeah, I don't talk that stuff because technically, if I base it off today, it was like 5 days. Yeah, 5 days ago, 6 days ago. No, well, technically the day before she passed, it was 3 days prior. She just started getting really, really sick. Sick. To me, when she was looking like real small in the back, and she was breathing weird and stuff. So I wasn't sure. I just thought, maybe, I had sent the picture to my mom, and I told my mom, like, hey, can you ask a friend? My mom told me that, just, text her friend on Facebook, because her friend works with, like, animals and stuff like that. And, I sent it to my sisters, because we were all in a group chat, and I had sent them the video. So they all told me, like, that you need to get her to the vet, ASAP. And I was like, okay. But, mind you, me trying to get myself together, I just started going out because I felt like I just started getting scared because I didn't know what was going to be the outcome. But I thought, maybe she was just going to be really, really sick, and they were going to give her medicine and stuff, and then she could come back home. But that wasn't the case. So when we got there, at the same time, because we left, it was like 11 something, 10 something. So I think the vet hospital, it was closed already. So, well, it wasn't closed, but like the doors was locked, at the same time, people locked their doors and stuff. So we called and told them, like, hey, we was here. We went to the one that was closest first, but they wasn't open. So we went to the one that was out Falls Road. But, so when we got to the one on Falls Road, we told them, like, hey, my cat, she's been breathing weird, and, she's been peeing. Like, even though, like, Lilo, she will always pee. on stuff. You can ask my mom. She will always pee on everything. But, I wasn't trying to let her go. My mom would have been thrown out. But, I was like, no, that's my baby. You can't throw out. But, recently, I think the same day before we packed her up to get her to go and stuff, she peed. But, I looked at the spot and it wasn't, damp. You can tell, if you wet something, if you wet, a cloth or something that looked damp. But you can tell, it had a pink tint, so it must have been her, her blood and stuff like that. But that wasn't the first time I seen her pee blood before. That was, it used to be, a while back. I thought, kids got, their little periods or something. So when that happened back then, I was like, oh, but when it happened before I took it to the hospital, I was just like, oh, Lord. I just felt it in my body that something was just going wrong. But like I was saying, we had her in a little carrier waiting for them to come out so they can examine her, and it was like okay, well, we want to just get her vitals done and we'll let you know if we have to keep her do something emergency work, then we gotta pay $133. But if not, they'll waitlist this so she can get checked and stuff. And now I guess they'll probably call us back so we can get her looked at and stuff. So then a few minutes later they called. They was like, oh well, her heart is fine. They said basically everything was fine, but the breathing was questionable, and they seen how small she was in the back. And I said okay. So they seen at first that everything was fine. So then later on they had called and they said, oh, you can tell Lilo has fluid on her lungs. And I was just like, what? And then it got to the point where they were saying it's gonna get to a point where she's just gonna die and stuff. So they had asked me, they was like, well, so what do you want to do? And we had asked if we can take her home at first, and it was like, well, you can, but they suggest that we didn't because due to how bad her circumstances were. And this is coming from the doctor, how bad her circumstances were, that she could die in the next couple hours, day, or a couple weeks from now. And I was and I just started crying. I was just looking at Daquan's my fiance, and I was just I didn't know what to do. And then that's when they were saying oh, you can pay the $350 to get the diagnosis done, and they can remove the fluid and stuff like that, which we didn't have the money. We didn't have the money for that. So, and then the other option was to put her to sleep, which I didn't want to. I didn't want to put her to sleep. So Daquan had told him that we were going to call him back, because I was just it was a lot going on. I've never been in this position to do that. I've never been in that position before. So we were just trying to figure out where our options. Daquan was like, no, they're not saying that she's gonna die. And I'm just listen to what the doctor said, regardless. Basically, she said, I'm just gonna be real with y'all, regardless of the fact, either we take her home, she's still gonna pass. If they do the operation, they'll probably slow it up, but she still won't pass. And if we put her to sleep, she still won't pass. And I just started crying. That's what I said, they're gonna kill my cat. Kill my cat. The only reason I said they're gonna kill my cat is because of the fact that basically the other option was to put her down, and I felt like I had no options. So just sitting there thinking, well, on it hard, but like kind of speedy at the same time. They told me I had made a decision. I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna put it down. And then it was okay, well, we want, get it set up and stuff, and we want to bring you two in so y'all can be with beforehand. I said, okay, that's fine. So then they, maybe a few seconds later, they had called us back and told us that she stopped breathing on her own, and they didn't feel a heartbeat. So they said that due to her age and stuff, that they wasn't surprised at how she was, her health was at the time, because that's how most people, pets around that age, well, cats around that age, they get, because my mom's friend was saying how her cat, she had to put her cat down because they said she had flu on her lungs and she had lung cancer, so it was making it painful for her to, do her everyday cat thing. But Lilo, she didn't show it till 3 days before, 3 or 2 days before. She was just fine. She was running around, laying on the bed with us, sleeping with us and stuff. And then just 3 days, it just changed so quickly. So quickly. I miss her so much, y'all. I miss her so much. I understand that she was gonna pass, but because she was getting old. But it's just one of those things that you wish that it didn't happen. I wish it was like Avatar, kind of in a way where the animal stays with you until you pass or die with you. It's kind of a bit kind of harsh, but yeah, I took care of my Lilo. I took good care of her. I wish it wasn't like that. So when they told me that she stopped breathing, they brought us in, and I just looked at her and stuff. I picked her up, and I held her up just to look at her. At first, I wasn't sure if that was her. I thought they were trying to play with me and try to keep my cat and do some research on her. But then when I looked and I see her spots in her face, I was like, that's Lilo. And I was examining her, and I was just seeing, they said, when people pass, that fluids and stuff start coming out their body and start clearing itself. And I seen it was blood coming out her rear end and stuff. And I was just looking at her. She was so precious. So precious. Such a precious cat. When anybody knows me, they know I loved her so much. Talked about her. She was my own. She was my first child. Basically my first child. I took good care of her. I wish I would have been able to do a lot more things with her and take her out to different places, but hey, I know she loved me and I loved her. It was just so crazy because it happened so fast. I just didn't think she wasn't going to come back. I just thought hey, maybe she's really sick. And, they'll check her, we'll pay some money. I'm like, all right, well, I can just take out the money I'm saving for bills. I can replace it once I get paid next week. Hey, even though the money I was getting paid next week, I was going to use it to get her checked up, but I had to use it to kind of pay for her meds and stuff. And it's kind of sad because I didn't have enough money to do her cremation, but you know, and kind of get her own, like get her ashes and stuff. But I was able to pay for it to get a paw. And they would have made a necklace with her name and stuff if I would have paid for it. But I only had enough for her paw. I didn't even have enough money for her to get the procedure done. It's just crazy. It's so crazy. That was my best friend, my comforter, my little daughter, my princess. It was like, just, I don't know. I'm sorry I look a little rough right now, but I just feel like I'm just trying to get my emotions out now. I miss it so much. Sometimes, you know, when I close my eyes or I'm in here and I feel like I see her or I hear her, and I think that's God's way of telling me like she's okay, and well, her way of telling me she's okay, and she's always gonna be there with me. That's my Lilo. I love her so much. After she passed, I had called out of work because when I found out she was passed, it was like 12 o'clock in the morning, and I'm a manager at my job, so I had told my boss, I was like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to come in today because my cat passed. And it's not like, oh, like, hey, you know, like, a cat, like 1 year. But even then, if your cat passed 1 year, that's so much. Like, it wasn't like she was fresh. I had a, like, legit majority of my life. Since I was, like, 8 years old. I'm 22. It's a fly flying around. I wish I had more time with her. That's my baby. I'm gonna get, when I get her paw printed, I'm gonna make like this little container, like make it like a little cute display and get her pictures and stuff. And I'm gonna make it real cute so I can take it everywhere I go. And everybody can see it. For everyone that loved her, because she loved everybody, even though she was a little shy because she didn't like a lot of people around at times. But when she got warmed up to people, she was like out there and stuff. Not so fly in here. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Maybe it's because get away from me. This is so much. I was looking through all her pictures the other day and stuff. And like I was saying, when I was at work yesterday, because I went in and when I went in yesterday, that was like the next, the day after she had died. So my emotions still fresh. Me recording it right now, this is like the 3rd day. So it's like kind of still fresh, but it's like, yeah. And when I went to work, I just started crying. I was just crying the whole time, like, because I couldn't function correctly. And I just, I asked my boss, I'm like, hey, can I go home? And she was so understanding. And, she was like very, like, even though she didn't have to, because she could have just been like, no, I got a daughter, I gotta do this and that. But she was understanding, and I thank my other co-worker for actually staying there to cover the shift because I really needed the time. I really needed the time. I talked to a lot of people that, lost their pets or put their pets down. And, they said that, losing a pet is like losing a family member. Like, and a lot of them said they took their deaths pretty hard and stuff. And, man, Lord, I had a hard time dealing with her death. And I'm happy I was able to talk to people that kind of went through the same thing too. Because At first, I felt like everybody was trying to make me rush my grief at first with, with Lilo, but I was just like, knowing who I am and you know how much Lilo meant to me, I was like, hey, y'all not gonna do that. So, yeah. I know Daquan was talking about getting another pet, but I don't know if I really want another pet. It's like I do, but then I don't. It's just not right now. Not right now. Yeah, but I miss my cat so much. I miss my Lilo, my baby Lilo, my princess. And I just wanted to talk it out with y'all, kind of just vent, kind of, you know, raw and unedited, because it's just, I can't, I miss it so much. I just never would have thought that, like, out of all things, like, I just doing the thing, that just would have happened. Like, it was just the thing that was in the back of my mind, like, I didn't even think that this would happen so, like, soon. Well, like, I knew what happened, but, like, I just didn't think it would have happened. Like, it just wasn't in my mind at all. But, yeah, but I promise, Lilo, that I'm gonna take you wherever I go, and everybody gonna know about you, even though you're not here no more. Everybody's gonna know about you. Just remember, I love you always and forever. I love you forever and ever.